Well, this guy scored a D minus. I think with this guy, the best advice I can give you is walk away. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He's very unlikely to go far in his career. Even if he sometimes talks about grand plans or a glamorous future, there's not much action behind his words. He prefers to keep things tidy and in order, but he doesn't put in the hard work that's needed to climb up or stand out.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he is much more likely to break down than bounce back. Stress and setbacks can hit him hard, and instead of calmly trying to solve the problem, he might get irritated quickly or react in a way that makes things worse, like snapping, blaming others, or shutting down. He doesn't have a strong drive to pick himself up and keep going, so small problems can feel very big to him.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
He's likely to have a hard time getting along with people at work. Others may see him as cold or unfriendly because he doesn't really care about their feelings or make an effort to be polite. He can get angry easily over small things, so arguments or conflicts might follow him wherever he goes.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is more likely to feel insecure than truly proud of you. He may act distant, get annoyed, or even make negative remarks instead of celebrating your achievements. If you're hoping for support and encouragement, be ready for a lack of it from him.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, it's very likely he'll feel insecure or start to resent you. He might not say it openly, but you could notice him becoming moody, making snide comments, or pulling away emotionally. This can lead to tension and awkwardness in your relationship.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is likely to handle money with care and likes to keep things in order. You won't see him making wild or reckless purchases, and he usually keeps track of his expenses well. If there is a budget, he will stick to it, and he might even be a bit strict about spending.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives a life he can afford and doesn't usually try to impress others by acting richer than he is. He prefers to keep his spending in check and is comfortable staying within his limits. You won't find him chasing fancy things just for show or getting into debt for status.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both his money and his mindset. Generosity and warm gestures don't come naturally to him, and he's unlikely to go out of his way to help or treat others. His careful approach may keep things stable, but don't expect much comfort or giving from his side.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's likely to be very controlling about money, and this can sometimes come across as secretive. He might not be the type to hide big things from you, but he will want to have a say in how every rupee is spent and can insist things go his way. This can feel suffocating if you want partnership instead of control.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He's likely to think housework should be done in a certain way, but he may quietly expect you to do most of it. He wants things neat and in order, but instead of pitching in, he might sit back and let you handle it. If you want true teamwork at home, you may feel disappointed by his attitude and lack of real support.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is much more likely to supervise than to actually roll up his sleeves and help. You may find him pointing out what needs to be done or criticizing if things aren't perfect, but he won't jump in to change a diaper or do the laundry. His idea of helping is often just watching over your shoulder or giving instructions.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is much more likely to argue just to prove he's right rather than trying to understand your side. Even if you share your feelings gently, he may brush them off or interrupt you to make his own point. If you want a partner who listens and truly tries to see where you're coming from, you may find yourself feeling ignored or misunderstood by him.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he is likely to lose control and say hurtful things or act in an aggressive way. Small problems can set him off, and instead of staying calm and respectful, you may hear sharp words, insults, or even shouting. His anger comes out quickly and harshly, and it can be painful for you to face.
Does he have a bad temper?
Yes, he is the kind of man who gets angry very quickly, often over small things. This isn't something to take lightly or hope will go away with time. Don't ignore your own needs for peace and respect.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He finds it very hard to say sorry or take responsibility when things go wrong. Instead of admitting his mistake, he is much more likely to blame you or make excuses for himself. Even if it's clear that he's at fault, he may twist things around or try to make you feel guilty.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He may struggle to fully respect your boundaries and might not always understand that no means no. Instead of truly listening to your wishes, he could try to push or argue if he doesn't get his way, leaving you feeling pressured or uncomfortable. This is important to notice because healthy relationships need clear respect for each person's feelings and limits. Respect is non negotiable, and you deserve to feel safe and heard in every part of your life.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally when you're not in the mood for intimacy. Instead of understanding that everyone feels differently at times, he might get upset, act cold, or even make you feel guilty for saying no. A loving partner should never make you feel bad for setting your own boundaries.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You may need to be careful with him in private moments as he doesn't always handle feelings gently. There is a risk that he might bring up something private during a fight or use your trust against you if he gets upset. Instead of making you feel safe and protected, he could use things you shared to gain an upper hand or embarrass you.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He's unlikely to be very warm or outgoing with people, including other women, so he's not the type to chase attention or flirt openly. He tends to keep to himself and doesn't show much enthusiasm for new relationships. His faithfulness comes from being reserved rather than deeply committed to building intimacy.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
Yes, He can easily become overpossessive, often showing signs of jealousy or trying to control what you do. He may question your actions, want to know where you are all the time, or react badly if you talk to other men. This type of behavior can be very exhausting and hurtful over time.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
Yes, with him, what might look like being protective is really about wanting control. Instead of making you feel safe and cared for, his actions might start to feel like rules and limits, telling you what to wear, where to go, or who to talk to. This can make you feel small and trapped, not cherished.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is likely to expect you to do most of the work when it comes to parenting. Even though he might demand that everything about the house and kids is done just right, he'll often step back and leave the day to day care, teaching, and nurturing to you. If teamwork matters to you, you'll find his approach disappointing.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he's more likely to lose his temper than stay calm. Even small mistakes can make him frustrated, and he may react by shouting or saying things that hurt rather than helping. Instead of patiently guiding the children, his anger could make them feel scared or unsure about coming to him with problems.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is not likely to truly support your role as both a mother and your own person. In his eyes, your main job may be to handle the house and children, often leaving your own needs or dreams in the background. If you want a partner who cheers on every side of you, be careful. His support may be narrow and one sided.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might seem to support your career now, but could later ask you to quit once you have a child. Early on, he may appear agreeable or even encouraging, but his true expectations show when roles at home become more traditional. He is likely to believe that caring for the house and children should be your main job and may pressure you to step back from your work outside.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is more likely to just act polite on the surface rather than show true warmth to your parents. While he may follow the basic manners and do what's expected in front of others, don't expect him to put in extra effort to build a close or caring relationship with your family. This can make your parents feel unwelcome or like outsiders. He is likely to expect your family to adjust to him rather than making much effort to fit in with them.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he's likely to make things worse rather than handle it calmly. Instead of smoothing things over or finding a gentle way to solve problems, he may lose his temper, speak harshly, or complain openly. His reactions can turn a small family issue into a bigger fight, leaving everyone hurt or upset.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, he's the kind of man who might seem modern with you in private, but expect you to act like a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. When it's just the two of you, he may not mind what you wear or say, but around his family, he'll want you to dress, behave, and speak in ways that fit their expectations. He could put pressure on you to keep up appearances and make sure you don't disappoint his parents or elders.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or even side with his family instead of supporting you. He doesn't enjoy getting into emotional issues and may avoid taking a stand, leaving you to deal with problems on your own. If he does say something, it's usually to keep peace with his parents or avoid rocking the boat.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He's very likely to act as a mummy's boy, putting his mother's wishes and feelings first, especially during conflicts. When you and his mother disagree, he may avoid backing you up or even quietly side with her, leaving you feeling unsupported and frustrated. Instead of standing with you as his life partner, his loyalties often stay with his family, making you wonder if you'll ever truly come first.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is the kind of man who might share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He may turn to them for advice, comfort, or simply out of habit, even with matters that should stay between husband and wife. This can lead to your personal problems becoming family gossip, making you feel exposed or betrayed.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, all in all, not looking that great. This guy scores a D minus. As I mentioned at the start, I think with such guys, the best way is to walk away. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel lonely and exhausting. He expects everything to be done in a certain way, often leaving you with the main load of work and little real support.